Everyone, today I will discuss to you the big five entrepreneurial intentions. No, so as you can see, there are five traits to determine entrepreneurial intentions. No, so first is those new or rocky entrepreneurs who has their own business, and second, those experienced entrepreneurs who has a capacity and has intentions of building business in a couple years, no. And the third, those entrepreneurs who has 50-50% chance on building their own business. And then lastly, those non entrepreneurs who don't have an intention of building their own business, no. So that's all my report, so thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Now we are going to continue the topic about Big Five entrepreneurial intention. Perhaps more studies the future in globalized context would reveal similarities and the personality traits of entrepreneurs across economic, social, and cultural environments. Another critique of the Big Five framework is the general nature of those broad personality traits, such that they cannot easily predict situation-specific behaviors of entrepreneurs. Also, an understanding of the person's Big Five personality may provide specific mechanism through which 1992 Roach 2014 in the light of these limitations of the Big Five to describe a current portrait of the entrepreneur. Research have shifted toward creating a multi-dimensional personality framework that incorporates other qualities like efficacy, innovativeness, locus of control, and need for achievement. That's all, miss. Thank you.
Next is correlates of self-efficacy and their traits. Entrepreneurs must have a strong sense of personal self-efficacy to accomplish their visions and a keen eyesight to innovate new products and identify new marketplaces. Self-efficacy describes a person's belief to perform tasks and fulfill rules and affect expectations and goals and motivations by Kazar and Friedman 2009, measured on two levels of specificity. Self-efficacy is there generalized or domain-specific. The latter constitutes entrepreneurial self-efficacy. And it is also a composite of five skills: innovations, risk taking, marketing, management, and financial control by Chen at.
Good day, everyone. My name is Orfai Temosa from Bachelor of Science in Midwifery. So this is the continuation of the topic that correlates of self-efficacy and other traits. In a survey of students in 3 business study programs, they find that entrepreneurship students have a higher ESA average in marketing, management, and financial control than did organizational psychology and management students. Perhaps entrepreneurship programs attract students who feel confident in many areas for the varied demands of being an entrepreneur. Or maybe the study of entrepreneurship imparts this ESE Or maybe the study of entrepreneurship imparts this ESE. Chen, 1998, state that also find that business founders have a higher ESE in innovation and risk-taking than non-founders, even as the locus of control remains the same across the PAP. In this line, I can say that the construct developed by Chan 1998 that they named ESE entrepreneurial self-efficacy proved to predict the likelihood of an individual being an entrepreneur and rested on 5 factors. What I say earlier, the 5 factors is the marketing, innovation, management, risk-taking, and financial control. And also in UTC, UTSCH and Roach 2000, innovativeness and initiative as mediators of achievement orientation, which in this case is composite measure of self-efficacy. Higher order need strength, need achievement, and internal locus of control. In this site, I can say, or in my opinion, a central question in entrepreneurship research is how to predict venture performance. In prior research, psychological characteristics of the entrepreneur and entrepreneurial behaviors have been more or less found to be able to distinguish between successful and unsuccessful entrepreneurs. The aim in this study was to extend earlier research and to test a model in which innovativeness and initiative are mediators between achievement orientation and venture performance. The aim in this study was to extend earlier research and to test a model in which innovativeness and initiative are mediators between achievement orientation, including the psychological characteristic, self-efficacy, high order need strength, need achievement, and internal locus of control, and venture performance. So that's all about my report, and please proceed to the next video for the next reporter. Thanks for listening. Then don't hesitate to question us. Thank you.
Hello, good morning everyone. This is the continuation of the report of Group 5, which is the topic is Big 5 and Entrepreneurial Intention. Innovativeness refers to how individuals respond to the new things. It is either a global or a domain-specific personality trait or a behavioral concept such as the adoption of a new product by consumers. According to Merriam-Webster, innovativeness is described as the skill and imagination to create new things, which speak to duality of the attribute but just scrape the surface of the importance of the innovativeness to business growth and sustainability. Then there have been several suggestions to measure innovativeness since the 1970s, but no uniform measure exists across the study reviewed here. Then according also for Marketi L at 2008 that found that domain-specific innovativeness display consistent correlation with Big 5 traits, not showing major differences in their origin. And also, Kikal and Kandri 2002 analyzed the relationship between 107 small firm owner, managers, strategic orientation, personality, and innovation. Then, global innovativeness is an personality trait, which means is willing to try a new things. Then they adopt the mile sans no strategic orientation typology, which divides business strategies into prospector, defender, analyzer, and reactors strategy. Then, despite the vast number of findings of Big Five, risk attitude studies and innovativeness of entrepreneurs as it relates their personality receive less attention. One explanation for this innovativeness is risk personality raised from the lack of consensus of the agreed upon set of survey questions to measure someone's innovativeness and how to measure risk performance in relation of big traits. So, a person who is optimistic tends to look for the bright side of the situation rather than forcing on the negative. Some who is reliable and dependable and individual that others know that they count on. People who are gregarious, charming, or sociable tend to be friendly, outgoing, and upbeat. While the personality theory remains rife with its own set of contentions, research have primarily gravitated over the last few decades to Big Five-factor personality model, which is several additional traits have been fused into the five big for the entrepreneurial work, including the self-efficacy, innovativeness, low cost of control, and risk attitude, which is mean that reserved for the individual discussion in the second part of the literature review. So the researcher often mixed and matched this trait to describe the multidimensional entrepreneurial orientation. Then, according also to the recent study by CPP Inc., the top two personality trait entrepreneurs possess are perception and intuition. This is because success doesn't come to those who are smartest. Success comes to those who are or who see opportunities and take them.
There are two reasons for this issue. First, the metrics used in literature vary and domain-specific measures of entrepreneurial innovativeness remain elusive. Another explanation is that the identification of ESE traits is sensitive to the reversed causality committed variable bias concern, thereby increase the difficulty. Hence the proposal for the concept of prospector strategy. The concept means constantly seeking new markets and opportunities and consists of three types. First, a defender strategy concentrates on protecting current markets and maintaining stable growth. The goal of a defender strategy is to protect present market while ensuring consistent expansion. Second, an analyzer strategy both try to maintain market share and seek new market opportunities. Both an analyzer strategy and a market strategy attempt to maintain market share, share information, and look for new market possibilities. Third, reactor strategy who cannot anticipate or influence events in the environment. Scholars were reluctant to pursue further studies on prospector strategy, possibly for limited publication on this area. Scholars were hesitant to conduct additional research on prospector strategy, probably due to the fact there was only a limited amount of information available on the subject.
Good morning, I'm Karen Joy Sasam. I'll be the one reporting correlates of self-efficacy and other traits. Correlates means have a mutual relationship or connection. Example, the more money you save, the more financially secure you feel. It refers to things that go together or relate to each other. Self-efficacy means self-confidence in one's ability to accomplish and succeed in organizational tasks. Traits means a distinguishing quality or characteristic typically. So these are the traits of correlates of self-efficacy. Number one is self-efficacy. Number 2, entrepreneurial self-efficacy. Number 3, innovativeness and productivity. And number 4, and the last one is innovativeness, a domain-specific general. Self-efficacy is how you feel about your ability to function in different situations, like career choice. Example of career choice is trial or part-time jobs, training, opportunities, and it's your choice to select your own career. Small business growth. Example, a sari-sari store is a convenience store. It's a family-run convenience store found in almost every street corner. A student innovativeness in marketing management, financial control. Financial management needs to be reformed and innovated in order to adapt to the trend of the development of the times. Innovativeness and risk taking by business founders. In innovation and risk taking require the right internal structure to succeed. Entrepreneurs tend to tackle the unknown. They do things in new and different ways. They wave old ideas into new patterns and they offer more solutions. Innovativeness and initiative. The ability to be creative, consider current practices with the mindset of continuous growth and demonstrate initiative to generate improvement and foster positive outcomes. Entrepreneurial self-efficacy refers to an individual's belief in his or her capability to perform tasks and roles aimed at entrepreneurial outcomes. Being entrepreneurial can mean knowing your industry inside out and being able to exploit that knowledge to create new opportunities. Example, Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple Computers, produced Macs, iPads, and iPhones as well as Apple TV. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. Self-efficacy is the belief we have in our own abilities, specifically our ability to meet the challenges ahead of us and complete a task successfully. Example, observation. We also make judgment about our own capabilities by watching others. This observation might lead you to believe that you can become too. Probability of nascent entrepreneurs. Probability is simply how likely something is to happen. Nascent entrepreneurs are people who are engaged in creating new ventures. So, in which business founding is successful. Innovativeness and productivity. Innovativeness, the skill and imagination to create new things. There are types of innovativeness. Tech, example for that is electricity. Product, example for that is cars, planes. Process, example for that is assembler. And finance, mortgage. For many of us, being productive feels like a badge of honors. Our productivity can sometimes seem unlike a direct reflection of our success in life, like entry of small firms. Innovativeness domain-specific general. A consumer's domain-specific innovativeness is defined as the tendency to learn about and adapt product innovations, new products within a specific domain of interest. Innovativeness behavior refers to the introduction and application of new ideas, products, process, and procedures to a person, work role, work unit, or organization. 5 personality traits are those agreeableness, openness, consciousness, neuroticism, and extroversion. Why the big 5 personality traits important? The 5-factor model not only help people better understand how they compare to others and to put names to their characteristic, it is also used to explore relationships between personality and many other life indicators. And that could be all. Thank you.